Hey everybody, it's Jesse. I'm gonna do some live coding and let me know if you can hear me. I'm using the YouTube Studio Beta version right now, and I've never done a live stream with this version, so the it's totally different in terms of like the layout where everything's at. So I'm pretty sure I am actually streaming now, but not 100% sure. Let me know how it's going. Let me know if the stream quality is okay. I was dropping some frames before, but it seems like it's better now. Maybe it's better now. So anyway, I'm working on open source stuff right now. So I'm using React Native Web in some projects right now. It's not receiving nothing. All right, it looks like my stream is not doing well. All right, let's shut down some stuff. I'm never on a PC. What's it called? I guess I can just there you go. Task Manager, that's what it's called. See Task Manager, see what's running. Yeah, sweet. I don't know what this is. Alright, Chrome is using it a lot, obviously. Spotify. Yeah, I don't have any of this stuff open. I guess I'll just close out a bunch of stuff on Chrome that I'm not using. See if that helps. I should have restarted my computer beforehand. Sometimes that's what it takes. Let's see. You know what else? I was downloading. My wife sent a video of like my kids with their grandparents, and I was downloading it, and it was really big. So that's possibly part of where the problem was. I just totally forgot that was still loading. All right, we'll give this a try now. So React Native at one time came with the async storage capability built right in. Basically, it's like it's just a way to store things on a device. It's similar to what local storage does in the browser. So when you're using React Native Web, what I've been doing is you can just use async storage, and then when you're on the web, behind the scenes, it'll convert that to use local storage. But React Native kind of broke off pieces into like separate npm packages, separate repos, and so now React Native is just this core repo, and it makes it easier to maintain. But when that happened, then React Native Web had to make a choice, and the choice was basically like, all right, we're going to drop support for async storage by default. And now the async storage package, the separate package, needs to support web. So I have projects that are kind of stuck where I don't want to update React Native Web because it'll break all my async storage. So I could either go in and put in a bunch of if statements and say like, all right, I'm just going to manually use local storage. Or I could say, well, maybe I can work on this async storage and get it running, get it working. So that's what I'm going to try to do. I am going to... It's weird. It seems like my internet's cutting out. I got Spotify playing, and like occasionally it'll just stop. I do have my 2-year-old's watching Dora the Explorer upstairs, streaming that too, so it's possible I just have too much stuff going on. Um, Actually, I can check this, see, make sure the stream's working on my phone. Because I still haven't heard from anybody in the chat, so I'm not sure if this is even streaming correctly. Check my channel. Alright, cool. Alright, it says I'm live and there are people watching. Alright, great. So anyway, that brings me to this. I am now attempting to add support for the web to the React Native Community Async Storage package. So React Native Community is a GitHub organization, so you can go to their organization page, see all the different stuff they're working on. The one that I'm working on is this React Native Community Async Storage. Let's make that bigger. Right, so I'm working on this, and so I'm actually on the master branch. By default, it goes to legacy. I'm on the master branch. I've created a fork right now on my GitHub. That's what I'm working from. That's what I've pulled down locally. There's an issue for this. So if you check out the issues, it should be the last one down here at the bottom. And we're implementing async storage for web. Yeah, something is up. This is going really slow. All right. Anyway, so if you scroll down to the bottom, this is kind of like the requirements here. So I did volunteer to help work on this, but this is the requirements we're going off of. We're following these instructions to create a storage backend, which I have up on my other screen, and I've basically copied and pasted that into the repo. So that's what we're going to use as our starting point. And they want it to be usable with local storage and session storage. So I have very little experience with session storage. So the first thing we're just going to work on is local storage, get it working with that, and then we'll add the option for session storage. From what I remember about session storage, it shouldn't be a huge deal, but that's kind of an extra thing that I didn't anticipate adding. And we'll have an option to select one. So we'll add that in, and we need to add unit test and update the README. So let's see what we have so far. The repo is, let's see. Hey, Wayne is talking in the chat. Hey, Wayne, how's it going? I see your questions in there. I'm gonna get to them in a little bit. I'm gonna get some code in first, but I'll definitely answer your question. All right, so hopefully that's big enough. Y'all can see that. Let me know if it's not. The repo it's like a mono repo using Lerna. So that's, you can check out, it's Lerna. Check it out if you want to know more about it. But basically, from what I understand, Lerna is just, it's a way to have all these basically folders in your project that have their own package JSON files that you can then use like in your main package JSON file and just kind of like import them as if they were separate packages. I'll show you. It'll make more sense just to see it, I think. So in the package, the main package JSON, you see we have, where's the, maybe that's not it. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong package JSON. I guess I am. There are quite a few package JSON files in here, but basically the whole reason I even brought that up is just to explain like the structure of this. So you could see like we have this packages folder, and then each folder in here is like its own project. right? And it has its own package JSON. So the version that most people are using is this storage legacy, right? And we're going to keep going back and forth, I suppose, to just to see how things are working. But what we're going to be working in mainly is this storage web. And if you look at this branch on GitHub, there's nothing in it yet, but we've added some stuff in. So this is using TypeScript, and I have not used TypeScript before. So I'm going to have to kind of learn what's going on. But we have like this types file. So what I did basically was just copy and paste the types file from the legacy storage, just for now, just so that we can get some types in. So I think it'll work. And I have on the left hand side, this is the index.ts that we're working on here. That's our storage. Just copy and paste it over. It's just, if you don't know anything about TypeScript, it's just a way to, I don't know, make JavaScript a more strongly typed language, right? So it's like defining what everything is, like what type of, I don't want to say type of, what type of element everything is. So I'm thinking I won't have to really do anything with this file. I'm kind of hoping I don't have to do anything with that file because like I said, I don't know that much about TypeScript, but this is probably where we'll be working in the most. So we want the API to be the same whether you're on the web or on mobile. So basically you're going to be able to call all these methods for setting variables into local storage, for getting them out. So get single, set single, and actually, yeah, we can get more than one thing at once, and we could set more than one thing at once, remove things, right? So you get it. So basically just like within this single API that'll be the same for mobile and web, we're just calling the local storage API. So right now storage is set to window.localStorage. So anything we can normally do in window.localStorage, that's what we're going to do within all of these functions. So pretty straightforward so far. There was a request, I should pull this over too. This is that file. Nope, not it, not the right one. This is it. So this is where I got kind of the boilerplate code for this, and it had a few notes for like how to set this up. So everything should be async, even if the storage is not, right? So obviously async storage should be async, right? We were given this, right? This an option to replace the current item. So this was kind of just like an example of what an option could be. So for now, I'm not going to worry about options. Like I just want to get this in here and get it working. And options could, in my opinion, different options could be added as like different features. I did put this in since it was already, part of it, part of the example. But I'll copy and paste this and put it in the chat. Some questions. Do you think Blazor will eventually replace all JavaScript frameworks? If I had to bet, I would say no. But I know someone who would probably disagree. I asked Wayne. I told Wayne I get to his questions. So I don't want to wait that much longer. But the question is basically about what equipment you need for live streaming. Um, he said he heard the interview on Free Code Camp. So yeah, if you want to know more about my live streaming and stuff, I did do the Free Code Camp podcast, and I talk about it. And then there's a video about it that I'm in on Free Code Camp that came out recently, so you can check that out. But in terms of equipment, you don't need that much really. You just need. I use I believe is like hardware equipment. Like you just need a computer with a webcam and a mic. To get started, I wouldn't spend a ton of money on it. Just if something, we use whatever's built in, right? If you like streaming and you start to get an audience, then maybe you think about getting better stuff. But I started with just the built-in stuff, and nobody ever complained about the audio or video quality. Eventually, I upgraded to some better stuff just because I felt like it. I just kind of liked it. But it your basic stuff that comes with your computer should work as long as you have a webcam and a mic. I definitely recommend 2 monitors though. That way you can have all your code and stuff on one, and then all your setup, like on YouTube or wherever you're streaming, on the other screen. Okay. All right, so let me move this off the screen, and let's make sure that we have this. So far, I mean, we have what we need. Type any is not assignable to type. All right, so the only like weirdness that's going on, like errors, is TypeScript stuff. I think this code will work. It's like valid JavaScript. They're just having some issues with the types. All right. I mean, I guess we could probably try this out at this point, really. So I got to figure out how we're going to test this. So let's check out our package JSON files and see what options we have here. Build, clean, generate types, pre-publish. All right. I guess we could do a pre-publish, and we need a way to test this. So I'm not sure if we can utilize this examples. That would be nice if we could just test it right here. Start, React Native start. I was afraid of that. So this is React Native. So we may not be able to test it directly in here. We may have to test, unless there's another one, examples. All right, so it looks like the examples folder is just for mobile. I guess we could add another one that's for web. That might be the way to go. Yeah, we might have to do that. Okay. All right, so I haven't tried to run the no, I forgot what it is. Pre-publish, that's it. So let's do a yarn pre-publish. See if it even builds. Oops. I gotta see the end of that. Packages. Oh, is this even? see. Yeah. Packages and storage web. There we go. Nice. All right, cool. It built without any errors. That's a good sign. And let's see what we get. Cool. So we get this file. And I thought there was a way that we could Async Storage core. Okay. There we go. Okay. We're not... I wonder if I should write the test now or not. I think I'll try to test it manually before I write the test. See if I can even get it working. I'm just trying to think of the best way to test this. I'm wondering if I should create a web folder inside examples and then try to test it from there. If I do that, I'm not 100% sure how I can get the package in there. Look, I need to get the async storage package in here. Unless... Oh, I see. Alright, so this file is just here. Like, it's not a separate... Is it? No, it's not. So legacy example is pulling in storage from .storage. And this is pulling in from this package from React Native Community Async Storage. Okay. All right, so let's see if we can just use this as an example to pull the stuff in. So I'm going to throw this over here on this other part here, and let's make another folder. I'm going to open up 2 terminals here, and let's see where we're at. CD into examples. All right, so we're gonna make directory web. We're gonna CD into web, and actually, let's go back out. You can't remove. Okay, cool. Let's use create React app. This should be faster. We'll use create React app. It'll build out everything we need. And then hopefully we'll be able to just import the stuff we need. This may make my stream get a little weird. That's weird. My OBS studio just disconnected and reconnected. I don't know what is going on there. Wow, yeah, something's wrong. I do have quite a few Chrome windows open. Maybe I should shut them. uh, all right. All right. I think part of the reason it was I was dropping all those frames was because I was trying to run Create React App at the same time, which that has happened before. And so it looks like it worked. Let's double check. Yep. Web. And then from within there, we should be able to do yarn start. Oops. Might be a problem. Product dependency tree. Successful. All right, I'm gonna add this skip pre-flight check. Basically, because this project already has a version of Babel installed, it's messing up what Create React App thinks should be installed. So I'm not going to try to fix it because it'll probably mess up stuff elsewhere in the project. Instead, I'm just going to see if we can ignore that message and get it to run anyway. So it recommends making a .env file. So just made one. Let's find it. There we go. And then we'll add skip pre-flight check, true. And let's try this again. Yes, I want to open this in Chrome. Sweet. All right, here's what we got. Which they changed the Create React App like loading screen. It used to not be like that. All right. Anyway, at least it worked, so that's good. So now, hopefully, we can pull in our async storage stuff and test it out. So where's that? Is it storage.js? Yeah. Let's just copy and paste this and put it in our web file. Try to keep the same structure. So it was inside source. They called it legacy. I think I'm just gonna put it in here in the same spot here. Let's call it storage. Okay. So I'm not gonna pull in the legacy stuff. Async storage, but what I am gonna pull in is let's see what this is called. Wait, is that what it's called? Storage web. Async storage backend web. All right, I'm just gonna copy and paste that. So let's try to pull this in. And const legacy. We don't need legacy. But let's see, async storage factory dot create, and I don't want to create legacy, but let's see what we're gonna need. Web storage. Let me see how they use that. I don't need that anymore. Let's clean up a bit. Got too much stuff here. Okay, so currently in the example, in the mobile example, we have, that's what I want to look at, the index. So they're just pulling in storage from storage and using it. Okay, and so they're using that API. All right. So the old one was pulling in. It's always so weird to go into somebody else's repo and try to figure out how it's working. So web, let's go back to that storage.js. Async storage factory from React Native Community async storage. All right, let's see. React Native async storage. That's not what it was. Trying to figure out exactly which, but there we go, this package. And that's async storage. So this is the async storage factory that we're talking about. All right, so I have to make sure. All right, so what I need to do is just pull in I need to pull that in again, and instead of legacy, I need to pass in the type of storage that we're going to use, right? So the first parameter is our storage, and that's going to be a type of this iStorage backend, and then we'll have the options, which I think we're not going to pass any options in right now. And let's see what we have here. So they're passing in, legacy was being passed in. So I want to figure out where. basically where legacy was coming in from. Oh, the documentation might be helpful. All right, all right, so we've done this. We have our custom class. Mm. Okay, this is we looked at this earlier in GitHub. Okay, so we've done that. We just really need to be able to use it. So it's not that helpful. Okay. All right, so look at this. All right, so we're not bringing in anything. Okay. What I don't understand is when I pass in, and maybe I just didn't spend enough time looking at this file. Let's look in, because what I don't understand is when in the example we're passing in legacy, right? And we've pulled actually, but you know what we did? We pulled in legacy. So yeah, let's go back to this and look at. So we created a new instance of legacy before we passed it in. So we did bring this in. That's the problem. Okay. That's the problem. I feel kind of silly now. I'm sure somebody probably caught that already, but I I brought in the wrong thing. Okay, so we're gonna call this web instead of legacy. Web. Okay, and we're importing web storage, which is what we actually created here, so it makes sense. Async storage backend web, which I believe that's what we called it. I will double check that though. Where's our web stuff? Storage web. Yeah. Okay. So now we're pulling in our component here, our web storage, and we're passing it to the async storage factory. We're creating that. We're using web. Okay. All right, that makes a lot more sense now. Now we can test it and see if it works. So let's Is this it? Yeah, let's go into here in our app.js file, which right now is just displaying the logo and learn React. And let's just do something simple. Let's say we did mount. And I guess we should pull in our our storage here, and we can use this as an example. Where we got it from. Mobile app.js. Okay, interesting. Never mind. Now I remember what they were doing. Okay, so they just imported storage from .storage. It should still work. What is this? Okay. Oh shoot, this is a function component. Dang it. All right, let's do use effect. All right, so this is a function component, so we're gonna make a we're gonna use hooks, which I need to double check. I need to double check the syntax for hooks since I only very recently started using them. It's basically instead of component did mount or component did update, we can use effect. And use effect. Oh, cool. So we can do use effect like this. And inside here, we're going to say storage dot set item. Is that what it's called? I forgot what we already called it. Set single. That's it. We're going to do set single, and let's throw in, we need a key and a value. Test. Whoops. Test. Very original here, but let's see if this works. Let's see. No, cannot resolve async storage. Okay, so that's not working. So we're trying to pull in our samples, web source, and storage.js. Okay. So it doesn't know where to find this one. Let's think about that. Now we had our storage here, right? And that worked. So in this example, storage.js. Oops, no, that's the one we just had. There we go. And this example, I mean, it's the same thing, right? So we're pulling in async storage. I don't think it's included in the package JSON. Huh. I wonder, let's check out our learn.json core storages. I'm not sure why it. Well, actually, we don't know that it works in mobile. To be honest, really, we never actually tested this, so I was assuming that this worked. But it's possible it doesn't. Well, let's see if we can pull this package in some other way. So really, what we're looking for is this core. This core package, right? React Native Community Async Storage, and like, I wonder if we can pull this in. All right, let's just look this up. Let me pull this over here. Let's see. Using locally. I'm not really sure the best way to search for this. Module application, npm local modules, npm folders. Let's just look up. There we go. Let's look up Lerna as well and see if this is. We can find something here. Acquire. Solution. Oh, you know what? I wonder if. So we did do one step with our project here that we didn't do elsewhere. So we did our pre-publish step with Storage Web, but we did not do it with Core. So let's do that with Core. See if that made a difference. I don't think so. Yeah, we're still getting the error. Did that change anything in Core? Yeah, we do. We have a build now. restart just to see if that'll do anything. Oh, hey, cool. That may have done something. Nice. All right, so the restart did help. So I think that was the problem, is that I never actually did the build step for this, so I couldn't find it. Now we're getting another error that is actually in the core thing. So factory options, build defaults. Div is not defined. All right, let's look at that file. I don't believe we passed in any options to our factory, so yeah, we didn't pass in any options. So I don't think it's something that we passed in. But let's see, core defaults. No, we want to. Well, it's saying it's in the build defaults because that's where it's going from, but we actually want to change. You never really want to change anything in your build folder because it'll just get overwritten the next time you do a build. So really early on when I was learning to code, I once did I spent like hours on this project and didn't realize that I was changing stuff in like the build folder, and then it all got overwritten. And I never went back and tried to fix the project. I just gave up. Okay, so this is it. This dev. Factory options. Dev. Dev is not defined. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. This is not defined. This is kind of weird. I'm gonna I don't know what that's supposed to be. Great. This is, string is not assignable to type boolean. Oh, okay. So let's just say instead of dev, let's just set both of these to false for now. Hey, TypeScript is really good. Did you see that? It told me. I would have gotten an error otherwise. And now it told me, like, hey, you need a boolean, not a string. Now I see. Now I see why TypeScript is nice. All right, let's see if that does anything. And let's get rid of that one. What? I changed? Oh, of course. This is going to be a pain to debug or to go through because now, like, I changed this. So I need to do another build, and I'm gonna have to stop this, restart it. It's not the worst process, development process I've seen, but it's not. Webpack imported module 3. Okay. Where is this at? App.js, async storage examples, web source, app.js storage. Type error storage, webpack imported module 3, default.set single is not a function. Okay. Well, let's see. Set single seems like it should be a function here on our, right? So we set storage to web storage, right? Async storage backend web storage, new web storage, right? We're passing that in. Maybe let's look at how they did it in this example and see if maybe we did it wrong. Await storage.set. Interesting. Why is that called set? Maybe that's what they named it in Legacy. Let's check Legacy. No, it's set single. That's interesting. I guess we could try to do it just like that. Storage.set. Use effect. Async storage. All right, what are we getting here? Put that away in the wrong place. Oops. Nope. It should be await, not async. There we go. All right, let's try that out. Nope. I knew it was going to do that. Callbacks are synchronous. Okay. All right, let's try that. What the heck? Show fixes. Add braces to error function. All right. All right. Let's see. Compiled with warnings. Let's bring over the app and see if anything happened. Check out our console. Whoa. Alright, that came up in another window. Let's pull it up here. There, we'll just full screen this console here. Alright, let's see. Alright, yeah, that's fine. Now, to really see if we have anything in local storage. Nothing. We have nothing in local storage. Alright, so that didn't work. It did not work. Let's try. Let me see how I'm using it. I have another computer open with some code where I'm successfully using this. So let me see how I'm doing that. Okay. Let's see if we can. I shouldn't need to do this. Sorry, I can't show this on the screen. This is like work code, but find where we're using async storage. Acrylic says, "Hey Jesse, you're looking very tired. Are you overworking? You need some rest." I don't know. Maybe. I got no sleep. I think I'm just getting old. I think I just look tired my whole life. But anyway, good to see you. I haven't streamed in a while. I haven't seen you on for a long time. So nice to see you on the stream. Let's see, where am I using this storage? Found where I'm getting data. I just want to see where I'm setting sources, store data. Okay. All right, let's see. Let's see what we can do here. All right, so I guess we should be able to just say I know. Let me check this out. Okay. All right, I think I can get rid of this and this. And I think I can get this to work without all that. So if I run it like this, I know this looks weird, but come on. Why is this not letting me run? can't believe it's totally failing to compile here. All right. I guess I could just say oh, I forgot. Let's see if it'll let me do that. Yes. All right, cool. There we go. So this is, if I believe, this is a self-invoking function expression. I think that's what it's called. Anyway, this little bit right here, like basically the function calls itself immediately. So like we don't name anything, we don't do anything, we just immediately it calls itself. For whatever reason, when I do this with async, I need like this little thing here, and linters don't like it, but it seems to work. Well, we'll see if it works. So right now it looks like nothing happened with our local storage, so not a good sign. But this did work, so let's give it a refresh here, and I'm going to change it up so that our dev tools, where's our dev tools, is a part of the window here. There we go. Alright, so we should have gotten some there. We did not. Okay. And we didn't get any errors. So that's bad news, because it's hard to fix something if you don't know what's broken. Alright, but let's take a look. So before we were getting an error saying that there was no like set whatever we were trying to set. Either we were trying to say set item or something like that, and we were getting an error saying like, oh, you don't have set item. Okay, so I wonder if we'll get like some autocomplete. Okay, we do have the set method. Okay, let's see, set. See if it gives us anything. Alright, so for the key it could be a string, a number, a symbol, and then the value could be anything. Alright, well, why isn't that working? Let's see if we can. Let's verify that this use effect is actually working. My good friend console log will come in here. Come in handy. Not even bothering to to put in any thought into what I'm logging. I just want to see if it logs. And there we go. Yep. All right. So that logs. So something's up. We should have, it should say test right here. That's why I keep looking back here. And it does not. So, we need to figure out why it does not. So let's work our way back. Fail to load plugin React hooks. Can I find module? Yes, load plugin React hooks. Oh man, I think I broke prettier. Oh well. Did I break ESLint too? Oh well. so let's move our way back. So what we think we're doing is calling storage.set, which should be in here, which really should be this get single. Well, this is what I think is happening, but it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It's calling it storage.set, right? Now this is being put through that factory, so I think that's where we need to look first and try to log there. Although it's not going to hurt us to throw in a console log here. I know there are other ways to debug. I just like console logs, and we're just going to say this is in storage web, so that way we'll know if that fires. And then we're going to go into our core package here and into async storage, and we're going to go in here to set, right, which is .backend.set single. Okay, so set is actually calling this set single. So let's see if it's even getting to this point. So let's say this is in core. Okay, so let's see how far back we're going, if we're getting an error. Yeah, actually, let's try to console. We'll just console log everything, right? All right. Oops. And you know what? We need to build these now again. Totally, almost forgot that. Need to build. I wonder if they'll strip out the console logs though. Oh, cool. It didn't strip the console logs. Nice. All right. We'll need to build this one as well. Why not? Let's just get three terminal windows here. All right. So let's cd into packages, and then into storage.web. Yarn pre-publish, and then we'll restart yarn, not yarn, restart create React app. Now let's inspect. Hopefully we'll get something. Yes. All right, awesome. So it hit core and it errored there. I'm glad I put in that second console log. Okay. So for some reasons, we cannot read property replace current of null in web storage.set single line 46. This is pretty sweet. We're getting somewhere. I'm not gonna lie, I was super intimidated by this repo, because I mean it's like a legit React Native open source project, and all the TypeScript stuff looked crazy to me. So, but this is actually like starting to work. I mean, it still doesn't work, but but it's starting to make sense though. All right, so line 46. And let's see. Let's go back to our error. How we found the line. So it says cannot read property replace current of null, and that's line 46. Oops. You know what? We're in index. We're in the build file. So if we're going to look at the line, we need to look at this line. No, that doesn't make any sense. Alright, this is a little tricky. I mean, we know it's trying to call this one, though. So let's just see. Cannot read replace current of undefined. There we go. That's it. Let's just comment this out. If you remember, this is like that. There's options in there. And we don't have any options. So for now, we'll just we'll just take this out. Obviously, like, yeah, you can't. Actually, you know what? We don't need to comment it out. Let's just say options and all right. So we're gonna check to see if options even exist before we go with that. All right. So this should return false immediately and just skip. But we do need to build again and restart. This is actually starting to get kind of fun. All right. Inspect. See what we're getting now. All right, so we got core, we got AS. It looks like it did not call set single. Did I not put a console log in here? I put it in the wrong one. Actually, let's check and see if it worked first before I go do anything else. Yes, it worked. Test. Nice. All right, cool. So it worked, and what worked? So we got what we were able to do is get a key and value into local storage using the same API that we would normally use on mobile with React Native, and instead of React Native, we use this with Create React App. To me, like normally you wouldn't use that with Create React App. You'd use it with like React Native Web, but really, like for testing, it's the same. We just need it to run in the browser. So it's a little bit easier just to get Create React App set up than to try to get React Native Web set up with it. And I can close. Let me close that because we don't need any of that. So that's pretty sweet. I'm kind of pumped about that. All right. So I'm just assuming that the rest of this works. So let's take out. I'm gonna take out some of these console logs and like build it again, since we know that this worked. And we'll just have to keep in mind, well, you know what, that error about the options, like that was, I should have saw that when I put that in there, that obviously, like, if there are no options, that's not going to work, right? Rebuild. So, let's take this one out. That's so many console logs. So that's working. I guess at this point though, I need to let me back one of these out. All right, so in the Async Storage project, do a git status, see what changed. At this point, I wanna like do I wanna save this, right? Branch up to date with origin master examples web. Interesting. How is this tracked? Are these all tracked separately? No, it shouldn't be. No, this is all the same repo. All right, so let's go git add. Whoa, what's all that? I think that's some like Windows stuff difference. Let's verify. There we go. There's all our files. Okay. All right, yeah, we added all this create React app, so there's a lot of stuff there. Good. All right, so we need to do a new branch, so let's go git checkout branch, and let's just call this web storage, and so git commit. To say feature, it's gonna be add local storage and example app storage. All right, this not a great message there, but I forgot quotation marks. Oops. That could have been bad. I don't know what command I could have run there, but there we go. All right, now I'm going to push it. Push origin web storage. All right, cool. And that should push it to my GitHub. So let's check that out now. Async Storage. Just want to verify this and then throw the link in the chat so y'all can check it out. GitHub Actions. Oh, I just signed up for GitHub Actions. It's in beta. Create workflows, automatic build, test for your code. I haven't used it yet, but it looked cool. So hopefully I'll use it. Maybe I can do a video on it because it looks pretty sweet. There we go. Yay, web storage branch is there. Nice. And I'm not going to actually submit a PR or anything yet, because I haven't met all the requirements yet, and I want to review the contributing guidelines to make sure that I named everything correctly before I do that, which I reviewed them a couple days ago, but I don't remember everything. All right, cool. I think I'm gonna end here because we got it working, so that's awesome, and just kind of review what still needs to be done, and then finish that up at a later date. Maybe on a stream, maybe not. I'm not sure. But basically, we probably are not going to get to options before I do the PR for this, and then just see what they think. So I may even just completely remove that one part with the options in it, and then let me pull this over. So basically, like right now, local storage should all work. I mean, I want to test everything out, but realistically, like it looks like local storage is working. So step 2, session storage, right? Then unit tests, which are going to be a pain for me because I'm not really great with testing, but hopefully I can just copy and paste a lot of the tests that were in use for like the mobile version, and hopefully they'll still work. I'm assuming they're using Jest for testing, so it's not like I never used Jest before. I'm just not really strong with testing. And then updating the README. Yeah, that's probably not going to be a huge deal. But cool. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I would love to have a PR submitted for this, like at some point, like early next week. And then, I mean, I'm expecting to have to make changes and things to it. And then it'd be cool to get this merged in. Although maybe I should hold off a little bit so I can get it wait for Hacktoberfest. We'll see. I don't want to wait that long. I want to get it in. But anyway, thanks everybody for watching. And I know this was kind of like spur of the moment. I didn't put out any messages or anything, so wasn't planning on doing the stream. I just kind of thought like, hey, I could stream this. Let's do it. So hopefully next time I'll plan a little in advance so I can get the message out there on Twitter and stuff that I'm gonna stream. But if you're watching this later on, leave a comment or something. Let me know what you think, and feel free to contribute. So you can submit a pull request to my fork for this. Like if you saw some things you really want to work on, that's totally fine. Otherwise, yeah, I'll try to be back as soon as I can. I really want to get back into doing streaming more regularly, doing some videos. So anyway, it was nice streaming, nice talking with you all, and have a great weekend.